The FIFA World Cup is not just the biggest football tournament on earth anymore. It is now one of the largest media products in the world. Think about this for a moment. Billions of people stop what they are doing to watch it. Families gather together, restaurants become packed, cities become silent. And for a few weeks, the entire planet seems to move according to one schedule. But here's the question. What exactly is FIFA selling? Is FIFA selling football? Or is FIFA selling your attention? Because in 2026, something happened that made millions of fans ask that question again. Hydration breaks, 3-minute pauses during matches. Officially, FIFA said these breaks were introduced for player welfare and heat management. But fans had a different reaction. Why are we suddenly seeing commercials in the middle of football matches? Why is football starting to feel like American sports television? Are these hydration breaks actually ad breaks? And perhaps the bigger question is, how much money is FIFA making from all this? Come, let's understand this in today's video. FIFA stands for Fédération Internationale de Football Association, founded in Paris in 1904. Back then, the organization had just 7 member countries. Today, 211 football associations are affiliated with FIFA. That is actually more than the number of countries recognized by the United Nations. Interesting, isn't it? Because FIFA is technically not a country organization. It is a football organization. And officially, FIFA is still structured as a non-profit organization. Yes, you heard that correctly. An organization expected to generate almost $13 billion in one cycle is legally a non-profit organization. Sounds strange? Let's understand. FIFA says its mission is to develop football around the world, and technically, they do spend money on football development projects, infrastructure, youth programs, women's football, and member associations. But here's where things become interesting. FIFA's financial system does not operate year by year. It works in 4-year cycles. Everything revolves around the World Cup, and every cycle keeps becoming bigger. In 2015 to 2018, around $6.4 billion. 2019 to 2022, roughly $7.5 billion. 2023 to 2026, the revised target is now approximately $13 billion. Think about that growth. In roughly 1 decade, FIFA nearly doubled its revenue. Why? 2 reasons. First of all, the tournament itself became larger. Second, the commercial machine around football became much more aggressive. Let's look at the first reason. This World Cup is different. For the first time in history, 48 teams, 104 matches, 3 host nations, USA, Canada, and Mexico. That means more matches means more viewing hours. More viewing hours means more advertisements. More advertisements mean more money. Simple. Now, let's talk about money, because this is where things become crazy. For 2026 alone, FIFA's budgeted revenue is approximately $8.9 billion. Where does that money come from? Source number 1, broadcasting rights. This is the monster, almost $3.9 billion, 44% of total revenue. Television companies and streaming platforms around the world pay FIFA for one thing: the right to show matches. Because FIFA does not simply sell football, they sell access. Fox, Telemundo, BBC, DAZN. Different countries, different platforms. Everyone wants access. Why? Because billions of people are watching, and attention has become the most valuable product in modern business. Source number 2, marketing rights. Around $1.8 billion. Companies pay enormous amounts simply to attach their logos to football. Think about this. A sponsor logo on a World Cup screen is visible for seconds, yet companies spend millions for it. Why? Because one World Cup moment can reach hundreds of millions of people. Visa, Adidas, Coca-Cola, Hyundai, Qatar Airways. Global brands understand something very important. People may skip YouTube ads. People may ignore social media ads. But they don't skip the World Cup. Source number 3, Hospitality and ticket sales. Approximately $3 billion. VIP experiences. Corporate seating. Premium packages. Luxury experiences. Football fans sitting inside stadiums represent only a tiny percentage of viewers. Yet, these seats generate enormous amounts of revenue. Now here's the interesting part. Many people think ticket sales are the biggest source of money. Not even close. Television is king. Because millions inside a stadium cannot compete with billions watching screens. Now let's come to the controversial part. Hydration breaks, which is officially for player safety. And unofficially, many fans believe something else is happening. This World Cup introduced mandatory hydration breaks in every match. Not only during extreme heat, not only under specific conditions. Every match, every half. Immediately, people started asking questions. Why mandatory? Why every game? Why now? And then something happened. Broadcasters started showing advertisements during these breaks. Fans immediately noticed. Social media exploded. Comments started appearing everywhere. These are ad breaks. They're changing football. They're Americanizing football. Now let's be fair. North America in summer can be brutally hot. Player welfare is a real concern. Long travel distances also increase physical stress. So, there is a legitimate argument. But critics noticed something interesting. The breaks were also creating something television networks desperately love. New advertising inventory. You see, football traditionally works differently for many American sports. Basketball has timeouts. American football stops constantly. Baseball has innings. Soccer is unique because the game flows continuously. 45 uninterrupted minutes. No commercial interruptions. But hydration breaks suddenly create pauses. And pauses create opportunities. Opportunities create money. Fans became even more angry after broadcasters used full-screen advertisements during these breaks. Some viewers even missed live action returning from commercials. Imagine waiting 4 years for the World Cup and missing part of a match because of an advertisement. People were furious. But there is another criticism. Momentum. Football is emotional. Football is rhythm. A team dominating possession can suddenly lose momentum. A struggling team can suddenly recover. Coaches can reorganize tactics. Analysts found momentum shifts happening after these breaks. Players and coaches started discussing it too. Some supported the changes. Others hated them. Because suddenly, football no longer felt like two halves. It started feeling like 4 quarters. And that changes the sport itself. Now here's a larger question. Is football becoming a television product before it remains a sporting product? Because hydration breaks are not the only controversy. Expansion itself has critics. 48 teams sound exciting. More countries qualify. More fans celebrate. More stories emerge. But critics ask, does bigger always mean better? More matches mean heavier travel. Players already play nearly year-round. Club competitions, league matches, international tournaments, Champions League, domestic cups, national team matches. Many elite players now play over 60 matches every year. Some even approach 70. So people ask, are players becoming entertainment machines? Cause when the calendar expands continuously, eventually something breaks, either performance or health or quality. Now, let's discuss something many people don't know. FIFA itself does not pay most World Cup infrastructure costs. Host countries do, governments do, cities do, taxpayers do. This is important. Because FIFA often arrives with extensive requirements, security guarantees, commercial protections, infrastructure commitments, tax arrangements, transportation systems, immigration arrangements, legal guarantees, and host nations carry enormous financial responsibilities. The argument in favor is straightforward. Hosting boosts tourism, hosting improves infrastructure, hosting creates global visibility, hosting increases soft power. And sometimes that works, but not always. History gives us examples. Some stadiums built for tournaments later became underused. Some cities faced debt. Some projects exceeded budgets. So when countries host these mega events, there is always one question: is the investment creating long-term value or creating expensive memories? Now let's return to FIFA. Because after all these costs and controversies, how much money could FIFA actually make? Let's estimate. Revenue for 2026, around $8.9 billion. Operational expenses and development spending reduce that amount. Prize money is substantial. Tournament operations are expensive. But FIFA historically maintains extremely strong financial margins, which means even after spending billions, FIFA remains extraordinarily profitable. And remember something important: FIFA does not manufacture cars. They do not produce phones. They do not build computers. They sell events. And events sell emotions. Those moments become products. Television companies buy them, sponsors buy them, streaming platforms buy them. And indirectly, billions of viewers create their value. Which brings us back to our original question. What exactly is FIFA selling? Football? Partly. But perhaps the real answer is attention. Because in today's world, attention may be the most valuable asset on earth, and FIFA possesses something very few organizations possess: the ability to capture the attention of billions simultaneously. That is power. That is an influence. And that is business. The question is, as FIFA becomes bigger and richer every 4 years, will football remain football? Or will it slowly transform into something else? Something designed more for television schedules, more for advertising inventory, more for business growth than for the game itself? What do you think? Comment below.